Philadelphia Cricket Club's Wissahickon course, May 7th through the 11th. Join us to watch top PGA Tour players and enjoy a variety of fan activities with their friends and family. Tickets on sale now at truistchampionship.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WDAS and WD273D Philadelphia is Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler.
That's your final 121 to 112. We will visit with somebody here in a moment or two from courtside. Your assessment, Eddie Gill, on the 1 to 10 scale. What are you giving this?
On the 1 to 10 scale, they give it a 8.5.
Wow. A very even keel call there by the Indiana Pacers radio network. Ladies and gentlemen, we open up the show with a monster upset in the NBA playoffs. Are you kidding me? That's the type of energy you give me after you go into Cleveland, who had the best record in the East, who some are saying are going to give the Boston Celtics a run for their money to get to the NBA Finals. You go in and steal game 1, and you're like, 8.5? Wow. And we're going to be giving away some prizes, cash and prizes today. I got to hit them with the wrong answer off the jump here.
I'd be popping bottles.
Ooh. Well, that's, there's a line, Luke, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. There's always a line.
Great to see you. There's always a line.
Oh, come on.
Especially what we do here. There's always a line.
Come on.
But, and it's going to be perfect because a lot of NBA basketball front and center. We had game 7s that were both duds. Not so much in the NHL. We'll talk a little about that. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me, dude?
How many people do you think actually saw that final second, literally 2 seconds of regulation to push it to overtime between the Winnipeg Jets? How many people do you think saw that game 7?
I would say way more people saw the overtime than they saw the first 3 periods. Right. I was actually watching the newest episode of The Last of Us. Been loving that show recently. I don't know if you've watched it. If you haven't watched it, great show. Good show. What? You don't like what? Come on.
That's brutal.
What? You don't like that show?
Last of Us is I hate watching. It's a brutal watch.
No.
Oh, come on, man. This season has been a dud.
Last night was a setup episode.
They're all setups. That's what you always say. That's what people
not episode
always
2. The episode 2 was the setup. I don't want to be no spoiler on here, but all right, whatever. That's besides the point.
We got Phillies. We got NBA playoffs. We got hockey.
Was 3-1 with 1 minute and 17 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
And they win in double overtime. That was incredible last night. Good sports weekend. Real good sports weekend.
I agree. Front and center, of course, NBA basketball. The Phillies take 2 of 3, battled back a little bit yesterday. Fun game to be at if you did venture down there and held off with the rain. I don't want to say you were rewarded because they ended up losing the game, but hell, when you throw up numbers like that, runs across the plate, it's a fun game to be at from time to time. They're not going to go 162-0, as we know. But we have a lot to discuss as far as the Phillies are concerned, some moves, rotational, all that and more. Of course, you've been keeping up to date what's happening as far as the farm system is concerned, where I think a lot of our attention needs to be as well. We'll go around Major League Baseball from the league perspective as well. Setting up shop, though, if I could real quick. First and foremost, today's a crazy day on the show. We got a lot of stuff to give away, and it's up to you out there, you people out there, if you want to win the cash and prizes. All right? Today, right from the jump, Luke Arcaini, every day is something special. And today actually hits me a little closer to heart than normal, as I think we lost you on the there you go, you're back. Today is National Hoagie Day, Luke Arcaini.
Oh.
And our fine friends over at Primo Hoagies have hooked us up with a couple gift cards to give away. And all I'm going to say is, if you placed a losing wager, Luke Arcaini and myself, we want to hook you up, and the folks over at Primo's. If you placed a losing wager this weekend from Friday through Sunday, you just call in, tell us what it was. We'll talk a little bit about that play, what you would have done differently, maybe something that's on your agenda for tonight, and you're going home with a $50 Primo gift card. $50. You can buy a lot of hoagies for $50.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Tell you what, if I was able to enter this, I would have to spin a wheel with what losing wager I would choose from this weekend. Not a good betting weekend. Hasn't really been a good last few weeks for me. I'm on a bit of a cold streak here.
That happens.
You know what they say? You got to get cold before you get hot. I think
that's it.
That's what they say, at least.
Well, hopefully you do get hot. And, of course, we got the Truist Championship in our backyard. So we're giving away another pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. That will be taking place from Thursday to Sunday. No Scotty Scheffler. No Scotty. But Scotty was doing big things down there in Texas. What did he finish? 32 under?
31 under.
31 under?
31.
Unbelievable.
His putt on 18 would have broke the all-time PGA record, and he missed it, so he tied the all-time record. But, well, I mean, 31 under is just absurd, man.
Scotty's allowing the boys to have some fun this week. It is a signature event, no cuts, all taking place at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, Wissahickon course. We got a bunch of tickets to give away. We started last week. We're playing birdie or bogey. All you got to do is call up at 3:55, get on our contest line. We'll randomly select a caller there, ask you 3 questions. You got to get 2 out of 3 right, and you could be winning a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship taking place once again Thursday through Sunday. We are going to be out there on Wednesday with the Creator Classic. I'll be doing a show from out there. It's going to be a little all over the place because right now we're dealing with this thing called weather. It's very unfortunate that Mother Nature is rearing her ugly head when last week at this point in time, hell, even Friday, I'm looking at the radar going, dude, we're dry. Now it looks like I don't know if we're going to be dry other than Mother's Day, which
correct. Yeah. If
you have the opportunity to go on Mother's Day, I salute you. Most people I know can't. And that's why tickets are pretty cheap on Sunday, but knock yourself out. I do know this, though. Also, want to put this out there because I am a man on the street, Luke Arcaini. There was a time in my day that I would put up the things that I hear up against anybody. Now, you're a little young guy, so you don't know a guy by the name of Dan Gross. He used to do this column in the Philadelphia Daily News, the Inquirer, around town. Like, this person was here and this person was eating there. And it used to be a hell of a lot bigger deal. And it doesn't even exist to a point anymore. But I don't know if it's the fact that people are, on social media and people are no longer hard to be found because I'm eating at Barclay Prime. Well, here's a post. Oh yeah, they're eating at Barclay Prime, right? I digress. There was a time that I was hearing things well before Dan Gross was, or, look, teach their own on that sort of deal. He had his connects. I have my connects, whatever. Over the years, have still had my ear to the road to hear what's happening. And what I'm hearing now, which should be no surprise because when it was in Marion, the U.S. Open a few years ago when Justin Rose won it, all of the golfers essentially stayed in Conshohocken / Mainline. Understood with Marion. I am being told, if you are in Conshohocken, keep your head on a swivel. That's all I'm saying. There was a brand new hotel built a couple years ago. Of course, there's 2 other hotels right in the vicinity of Fayette. So it shouldn't surprise anybody, but it's where I live. We're talking about the best of the best, too. I don't know if that green jacket will be out in the town, but keep your head on a swivel if you're in the area. That'd be pretty cool if all of a sudden you look up and there's Rory. I'm just saying. I was thinking, look, Rory is a diehard Manchester United fan. Yeah. And as bad as they've been, I'm a United guy too as well. What if I stood outside the hotel, and hopefully I'm right with my thought that he's there, with a sign that said, just 1 minute on Manchester United, I need your ear, Rory. And I held up the sign in a Manchester United red kit for a full day, 2 days. Do you think he would stop?
Maybe. I don't know. It depends what time his tea time is. If he's got an early tea time Thursday, maybe not. Maybe if he's later in the day.
I think they come in earlier.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, they'll be in there. Well, they usually do practice rounds.
Correct.
So they usually, I don't know what time the Creator Classic is, but they usually do a Wednesday practice round before every tournament.
Correct. So I was saying Tuesday and Wednesday, if I stood out, if I just said, you know what, I'm not leaving. I got a sign up that said I want to talk to Rory about Manchester United. Would he come and say what's up to me?
I don't know. Just make sure you record it if you do, because that's good
you
stuff.
think.
I mean, they'll probably be coming in tonight, right? I would think a lot of those guys would be probably getting into the Philly area tonight.
Yeah, because you look at it from where, look, at the end of the day, they're going to meet up with sponsors. They're going to meet up like Tuesday nights, a dinner night. They'll be out on the main line. They're going to be eating all over the place. Maybe in Center City, who knows, but probably not.
Maybe getting a primo. Might be getting a primo hoagie.
There you go. There is one in Conshohocken. Well, if he's listening to the show, Rory, you can get yourself a $50 gift card to Primos, or hell, you can even win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship coming up at 4:00. We have Sam Oshtry, of course, needed Sam or Sean, one or the other, on the show today to talk about the NBA playoffs. He's going to join us at 4:05, and then a little twofer, double connection, picks and roll, live edition. The boys were together, Sam and Sean. That's coming your way at 5:00. Of course, we got Luke Arcaini with us. He does a great job covering the Phillies for us and Crossing Broad. So I want to open up there. Of course, we jabbed at the NBA playoffs, a little bit of a dud with the game sevens. We knew that James Harden, who, believe it or not, set a record. This is pretty impressive. Did you know that he set a record?
Yeah, it's not a good record.
Oh, it's an incredible record. To put this on your resume, he is the fourth player in NBA history to lose a game 7 for 4 different franchises. I mean, if that doesn't say, that's
an awesome record.
Don't count on me in this moment, then I don't know what you've been paying attention to.
Yes, that is when you're a losing basketball player.
That's an incredible record to own by James Harden. And Chill Bro dude, who's very popular on the timeline when it comes to basketball, he nailed it because he was calling this out like a game 4. It's like, I'm telling you, it's going to have a good game 6. It's going to go back to 7, and he's going to lay a dud. He took 8 shots. He's the lowest point total out of those game 7s that he's played in. Took place last night. What is it about James Harden? Because we know what it is when it comes to Ben Simmons, right? Mentally, he doesn't have it.
He just doesn't do it at all. The thing with Harden puts up 25 shots a game, on a regular.
Is it a game 7 just a mental breakdown?
Maybe the dude's got the game 7 yips. I don't know, man. I don't know. But we saw it here. We've seen it in Houston. We've seen it everywhere he's played. So is that everywhere that he's played, he's lost a game 7? Yeah, right? Because he lost one in Houston. He lost one in Brooklyn. He lost one in Philly. And he lost one with the Clippers. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. He's going to the Hall of Fame. We know that. That needs to be on the
that should be in the little small font on the bottom of the
pretty impressive by James Harden. Again, 8 shots. I don't care if you lose. You can lose the game. I didn't have you win it. I went 2-0 in those game 7s. I didn't expect you to win that game.
I'd rather you lose putting up 25 shots, though, than putting up 8.
You're James Harden, dude. Let it fly. You're a hooper. You're a shooter. 8? That's bad. That's bad. All right. And I see we're going on, and I want to mix it in, but this is what we do here. We have fun. That's all right. Also, since I'm complaining about previous players for the 76ers organization, can we talk about Buddy Hield and his 33 points last night?
Sixers legend, Buddy Hield, dude. What a game by Buddy.
Where was
Buddy?
What was this? What was this?
Sean, you need to understand, and I don't know if you've understood this by now.
No, I don't.
The second somebody leaves the Sixers, they automatically become better. It's just how things work. Wait till somebody from this team go to another team next year. It's just, every time it's him. It's everybody. I feel like more players that leave the Sixers play better after they were in Philly than while they were in Philly. It's just the Sixers curse, buddy.
I get it when you look at the numbers. the totality of it, nothing's really all that much different from what he was with the Sixers. At least I don't believe. I think maybe percentage-wise. But 33 points in the game 7?
Buddy Hield leading scorer of a game 7. Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
You gotta love it. All right. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more NBA playoffs. We got a lot to get to from the weekend. And, of course, we got some great games coming up. No doubt about it. DraftKings, where we're getting our numbers from. 2 games going off this evening. Some very, very, very important stats, trends too as well when it comes to both of these games this evening. One more than the other, though, that you want to hear before you hit send on that wager. Now, the almighty equalizer is the point spread, no doubt about it. We're at 9.5. OKC favorite here. Celtics are 9-point favorites. 2 big spreads. Interesting trends and numbers coming your way. I'll have that for you about 3:35. Over to the Phillies, though, Luke Arcaini. Let's talk about them fighting. Took 2 or 3 on the weekend. Of course, came up short yesterday. What is your big takeaway? If there was somebody that was a Phillies fan that, had a lot to do this weekend and a lot on the list, and I know, man, I got one kid, a 5-year-old who, oh, by the way.
Oh, yeah, let's
bringing a tear to my eye right now, Luke Arcaini.
She
As I
deserves
say
flowers a little bit here. Come on.
My girl Kendall took first place in a karate tournament this weekend in Conshohocken, Del Stafo's karate and Del Stafo's martial arts, excuse me. And in her age group, she took first place. The girl was loud, very vocal, and just did her star block set and was awesome. And she took first place and got this huge trophy, her first trophy in her lifetime. And it was awesome. It was a great scene and one that I will always remember. But I am a little bit whiny right now because she had pictures for her Little League team, her quickball team. Yep. We had pictures for karate on Friday. We had a tournament on Friday. We're back to, this is a 5-year-old that I have. One. If you have multiple kids, and especially if they're 7, 8, 9, 10, you don't have weekends, dude. You don't have weekends. Your weekends are cooked.
Yeah, give yourself about 5 years. Give yourself about 5 years, big dog.
I know. I'm screwed, cooked. Man.
You're cooked.
But this is crazy. This was all it was this weekend. I was running around like a maniac. But I am nothing on the Richter scale compared to other people with their kids, right? But this one dude, Sean, he's an assistant coach on 2 different teams in our league. Yeah. His one son is like in Little League, the other one's in quickball. He's got a daughter that's doing softball. It's like, is that it? Your life is now all about your kids' sports? That's what it is? I didn't know. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'll do it. I'm in. As long as I can get a tea time in the morning.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing. We got to make sure, the T-ball and the karate is at least afternoon, something like that. As long as we have room for the occasional tea time in there, I think we should be okay.
All right. Well, again, over to the Phillies. If somebody missed, they were running around from this weekend, other than the fact that it took 2 or 3 against a really good Arizona Diamondbacks team, in my opinion. What was your big takeaway, sir?
Yeah, 19 runs against a good Diamondbacks team. I think so far this season, I think there's 2, facets of the team. I think you can make the argument that have been the biggest concern. I think the bullpen 1 and the lineup 2. And I think you can put those in whatever order you want. I don't really necessarily think I disagree with either. But it was nice to see the Phillies go out there against a good team and hit the baseball. There was, obviously Friday night's game was a low scoring, close one. But just watching them, hit the ball and not take these, 2-1 games into the 7th and these 1-0 games into the 6th, like going out there early and just like beating up on a starter. I think that's been some difficulty for them this year is they're scoring runs. But a lot of their runs, specifically early in the season, were off of relievers and not starters. It was a lot of late game scoring. And I guess, if you'd rather score, I guess it would be later than earlier. But just watching them go out and continue to hit the ball, I think the lineup's really starting to find its groove now. Obviously, Harper with the home run yesterday. I think that was just really big for him. Obviously, he didn't, get that big moment in the 9th or the 10th there where he could have won the game. And he spoke after the game and said, yeah, it was nice to hit the home run, but obviously I want to be the guy in that later moment. Listen, I think we all know Harper still is that guy in those big moments. It's
showman. Yeah.
We are 40 games into the season. Not even at this point. But it seems like he's just a little frustrated right now, just the overall thing. He's had a bit of a slow start to the year. But you're getting contributions from guys that you need to get contributions from. Nick Castellanos' strikeout rate is the lowest of his career by far. Max Kepler's really starting to find his swing. Trey Turner's had like 20 hits in his last 12 games, something like that. This lineup is starting to really find its groove. I mean, obviously, we know what Schwarber's doing right now. He's on pace to hit 52 homers right now. It would be the first time he's ever hit 50 plus in a season. Maybe that, track doesn't continue, but as of right now, he is on pace to hit over 50. I will say, I think the bullpen's a lot better this last week and a half than it was to start the season. Yesterday, unfortunately, they just ran into a bad season debut from Ranger and basically had to burn all of their pitchers yesterday. If they had remaining relievers, they wouldn't have went to Carlos Hernandez in the 10th, and they wouldn't have thrown Jose Alvarado 2 innings. But that's just sort of what they had to do. So I don't really put much, into that ending yesterday. But what I do put into yesterday is that it was nice to see them fight. That's easily a game that in the 5th inning, they can be checked out of and say, hey, we already won the series. We have an off day tomorrow. Let's just go get them on, Wednesday or tomorrow in down south in Tampa Bay. But instead of doing that, they got a 3-run homer from Weston Wilson, and they just continued to battle yesterday, which I thought was big for them because I think yesterday's game showed, some portion of this fan base that, is out on a baseball team 35 games into the season. They continue to fight. They're not this team that just rolls over. And they're still a very good baseball team. So they won a big series against a good Diamondbacks team. That was really the biggest takeaway from the weekend.
Yeah, I agree. And I know that you were getting some slack about a tweet you put out before the series that people weren't understanding Merrill Kelly and
people don't understand memes now. It's sad. I don't know what world we're living in, but I don't know.
I thought that was a pretty easy one to understand.
Yeah, it's just a typical PTSD, meme of going back, and people didn't really understand that one. But all right,
11-9 was your final score yesterday. Of course, as Luke Arcaini pointed out, great stuff over at Crossing Broad. Fantastic follow if you don't already on all things socials. Arcaini Luke, all one word right there. Trey Turner at the top, 1 for 6.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Turner, I'll tell you what, I don't know if this happens over in Jersey, but it definitely happens in PA. I went to multiple stops over the last 4 days, and I'll tell you what, people have venom for Trey. Yeah, they have venom for Trey. And I get it. He's not the best shortstop. Somebody said he's the 4th best shortstop on the team. That bat is that bat. He's hitting 297 this year. Let me ask you about the power numbers, though, because I do believe there could be something there. If you want to take a shot, what is your thoughts? What's the expectation for Trey Turner going into a season? 20 plus bombs. I think he had that last year. It was a down year for him. We all know, but this is a guy that I was saying could very well play himself into an NL MVP caliber player. I don't think he's going to win it by no means. I would never say that because there is a guy by the name of Shohei in the league, especially the National League. But Trey Turner balls out, man. And last year it wasn't, an overstated, thing to bring to the table. If you said Trey Turner is my preseason, NL MVP, there were plenty of people with that ticket. But you look at the home runs, 21 last year, 26, 21 the year before. So right around that number, 20 plus, he's got 1 on the season. What's your thoughts when somebody starts there as far as an anti-Trey Young take? Well, he's not hitting the ball out of the yard anymore.
Yeah. So there was a big article from, I believe, Anthony Sanfilippo. They asked Rob Thompson, I believe, before Sunday's game, about sort of the approach for Trey this year. And Rob Thompson basically said that they spoke before the season, him and Trey, and Rob basically told him that I want you to get on base and I want you to focus on your on base percentage and stealing bases and scoring runs. He basically told Trey Turner, I don't need 25, 30 home runs out of you. Obviously, yeah, it would be nice to have it. But if you're a guy like Trey and you have Harper hitting behind you and Schwarber hitting behind you and a guy like Nick Castellanos behind you, you don't need Trey Turner to go out there swinging for the fences every time. You need Trey Turner to go out there and raise his on base percentage, get on base, be a havoc on the base paths, and score runs. And that's exactly what he's done so far. I will say he's hitting a lot of singles, but I think those extra base numbers will just start to go up naturally. But it's pretty obvious that he's taking more of a contact approach this year. And I think it's helped the Phillies offense so far. I mean, everybody since Trey signed here and since, the whole early season struggle his first year is just everyone's loved to point out Trey's batting average, which is funny because when I point out batting average for other players, I'm told that batting average doesn't matter. But then when a guy's down in the dumps, batting average matters. So it's hard for me to sit here because I really liked what I've seen from Trey so far this year. But last year it was the batting average is too low. And this year it's, well, now he's not hitting enough home runs. I've started to come to the point that Trey Turner will never win based off of this fan base. And I don't really know why. Because listen, I get it. Maybe people don't want him signed for 8 more years for a total sum of $225 million. But he's doing just about everything he needs to do right now. I'll tell you this, he's had a better season at the plate than Bryce Harper. I know a lot of people won't want to say that because Bryce Harper's the golden child here in Philly. But Bryce has been struggling, man. Like I just, people need to take the blinders off a little. Because we live in a city where once a guy has one bad season, he won't live it down for the rest of his career. And people need to realize that Trey Turner is continuing to get on base, and he's probably been the third most consistent hitter on the Phillies this year. He's had a really nice start to his season at the plate. Yes, I think his defense is another, conversation. It just seems like he's never comfortable out at shortstop. It just seems like he's kind of just like a little jittery out there. But as far as at the plate, I've started to realize that I don't think that guy will ever win the fan base over. But what I've seen from Trey so far this year, I've been impressed from his first 2 years in Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course. You have to say that because he has been a stud. It is concerning with those numbers. You're like, wow, what is the deal there? And it's one of those things that definitely people have a right to pay attention to. I just don't know why you'd be so negative to believe that he's not going to bounce out of it. And then B, just take a look at the bigger picture here. He is hitting close to 300. He is playing on a winning baseball team. And for the most part, look, when you start ranking the issues with this Phillies team, I don't know if Trey Turner's pop is at the top of my list. All right,
not anywhere close to the top. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is National Hoagie Day here, Luke Arcaini. And who doesn't love a good hoagie, especially from Primo's? So our friends over at Primo's have hooked us up with a few gift cards to give away on National Hoagie Day. And all you got to do is call the contest line with the caveat that you placed a losing wager, that you did place a losing wager this weekend because we want to hook the people up. It's tough to win out there, both on and off the field. But at the end of the day, we want to hook you up because that's what we do on the Gambler. So number one, let's head up to the contest line. Caller, you're on the air. What's your name?
Going on, boys? It's Sean.
Sean, how we do today, man? Great name, first of all. Where you calling from, Sean?
I'm calling from Conshohocken.
Oh, Concha, right down the road. How about that? How about that?
Whoa.
Is Rory, open up the door and see if Rory's on your front stoop.
Funny thing is, I know exactly where he's going to be this weekend.
How about that, sports fans? All right, Sean, for a $50 gift card, courtesy of our friends over at Primo's Hoagies, a simple question. Did you place a losing wager this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I did, yes. I've placed a lot of losing wagers in my life. And
All right.
Friday night was no different.
All right, so Friday night, you placed a wager on, what was it?
I took Jets money line live after the first period.
Ooh.
And then they decided to give up 4 in the second period.
Yeah. Not exactly how you draw it up when you place the wager on the live action money line. But with that being said, yesterday, did you tune into the game last night?
I did.
All right, now
massive one.
Unbelievable result. They're trailing by 2 goals with about 90 seconds to go. They send it to overtime. It goes to double OT. Boys, this is how the game winner sounded north of the border.
Pionk walks the line, wristed through traffic. He scores! Deflected in front by the captain, Adam Lowry. Jets win! Jets win! Jets win! In double overtime!
How about that? Now, I do know the Winnipeg Jets were a popular play with the Gambler Gang folks and a couple people out there as well, just to let everybody know. Winnipeg still money to be made on the Jets if you're believing that things are working in their favor. And that result last night was just unbelievable against St. Louis. 9-1 to win Lord Stanley Cup right now as we speak. Sean, I'll tell you what, I can't go back in time and give you a winning wager on Friday, but what I can do is hook you up. Once again, our fine friends over at Primo's Hoagies, we're going to give you a $50 gift card. You and the boys eat up good this weekend. Enjoy the Truist Championship from a television screen in your living room and enjoy and stuff your face with some Primos, all right?
Thank you, gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
Hey, hang tight and we'll get your information. There he is. Caller number 1. That easy. That easy.
Just call.
You want a $50? You want a $50 gift card to Primos. We got 3 more. 3 more. We're going to hook you up. 3 more.
What did that take, Sean? 1 minute? 1 minute that took? That's it.
And a no.
It's that easy.
And a no.
It's that easy.
Very cool. Just to let everybody know, you need to put this in your phone so you have this contest line on the fly. 610-784-0502. 610-784-0502. Call us now if you had a losing wager from the weekend and you want a chance to win a $50 gift card courtesy of our friends over at Primo's Hoagies. And then at 3:55, I'm going to go ahead and clear the lines, and we're going to do it all over again for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. We got a lot going on, a ton to discuss from the weekend. And as we look forward to the Truist Championship in our backyard, I'll tell you what, we're going to be there Wednesday. We're going to be there Friday, front and center, swinging and ding it. Moose, Mays, Danielle, they're ready to go. Everybody's all golfed up around the Delaware Valley because of the Truist Championship. A lot of fun. We'll talk more about that with Luke Arcaini, our best golfer. Do you know I took a lesson last week?
Did you? Yeah, there it is. Good.
Dial.
I tell everybody that wants to get better but still isn't confident in their game. This is the first thing I say is instead of going out on a Saturday morning 1 week and playing around, take that money and get a lesson. Get one lesson. Right. One, maybe
so
two lessons.
I did it a step further. I've only taken one lesson in my lifetime. I've been playing golf for 20 plus years. I'm going to think about how stupid that is. One lesson my whole entire career, whatever. Here we are. So I link up with this dude, Eric. He changed one thing, Luke. One thing. You ready?
Yep.
So I get out there, short game. We go short game. That's where it all falls apart. I can hit the drives. I can hit my long irons. I love my favorite club is 7-iron, 155 out. Bang! I'm good. I'm golden. I love it. Putting well, but you get me around the green and I just shank everything. So what I was doing was I was bringing the club inside, right? Like I'm opening the club face
Top up.
and I'm bringing it inside and then coming down. He's like, no, man, you're backwards. He's like, first of all, why are you opening the club face? If you want, just grab the 60.
Exactly.
Right? I'm like, okay, the light bulb goes off. And then he's talking about you got to allow your hands to get inside. You got to have clearance to get to the ball. So now I'm going out.
It's out to in, baby. It's all it is.
Out to in.
Out to in, baby.
Luke, I told you I was hitting a 7-iron 155. That was before my lesson. I'm cleaning house. That thing's going extra 10 yards, bro. I'm hitting it crisp.
Come on.
Clean.
There they are right there.
One lesson. I bought my green jacket, Rory. I'm coming for it.
Speaking of golf, yeah. I made a bit of a purchase this weekend. Golf. Brand new golf. Guess what I got this weekend.
That's a tease. Luke Arcaini bought something brand new for the golf bag?
Something that involves golf.
Okay. We'll find out on the other side. That's a great tease because I'll tell you what, Luke, he'll go out there and he'll shoot a magnificent round. You shot how many rounds have you played so far this year?
Probably too many.
What's your lowest score?
Lowest this year was an 80. Haven't broke 80 yet.
Nice shot.
But yeah, 80.
Okay.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Shot a 39 on 9 2 weeks ago. But haven't put a sub 80 yet this year. Had last year, but
80's not good enough for Luke Arcaini.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No. My goal for the end of this golf season is for my personal bet to be a 75. That's my goal.
All right.
75.
Take it down a notch.
I'm just trying to get better. Just trying to get better.
Hose you down.
I just want to win the Swinging and Dinging Open in October. That's why.
That's right. All right.
October.
Well, with that being said, other side, we got plenty to discuss from the weekend. You got a chance to win a Primo's gift card, courtesy of our friends over at Primo's, $50 gift card. It is National Hoagie Day, having some fun there. $355, giving away a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. And on the other side, Luke's going to tell us what he just bought for his golf bag. It's a Daily Take. More after this.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
295 northbound jam, Red Bank Avenue past 130 with a disabled vehicle. The left lane is blocked. Schuylkill jam westbound University Divine and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound Slow Blue Route to Belmont, then stop and go approach Montgomery Drive to south. Large Hotel total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag. You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. Like the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a JBC, 4-piece nugs, fries, and a small soft drink. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon all the time. Duh. For the best deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Roots Picnic is back May 31st and June 1st at the Man in Fairmount Park in Philadelphia. Hold on, wait a minute. D'Angelo. Lenny Kravitz, Meek Mill, The Roots, Glorilla, Miguel, Thames, Kaytranada, Lotto, Music Soul Child, Jeezy, 2 Chainz, and many more. For tickets and info, head to rootspicnic.com. Presented in partnership with Live Nation Urban.
Big news. Gerhardt's, who has been a staple in the greater Philadelphia area for over 80 years, is expanding, opening 2 brand new showrooms in King of Prussia and Phoenixville. Come see at 600 South Henderson Road in King of Prussia or 700 Nutt Road in Phoenixville. And don't forget Gerhardt's existing showrooms in Glenside, Northeast Philly, Springhouse, Malvern, Ardmore, and Doylestown. Plus, shop 24/7 at Gerhardt'sAppliance.com. Gerhardt's has been supporting our community for over 80 years, so be sure to shop with the home team. Shop Gerhardt's.
Leo Schofield spent decades in prison for a crime Jeremy Scott later confessed to. Season 2 of the hit podcast Bone Valley investigates how Jeremy's violent past unfolded and who else may have suffered his wrath.
This is a case that should never happen. I told you got it wrong, you got the wrong man.
Listen to Bone Valley on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Bone Valley.
The new iHeart app just looks better. The best feature of a car radio on the app. It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today.
iHeart Radio.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Right now, the Home Depot has spring deals under $20. So no matter what you're working on, the deals are blooming at the Home Depot with savings on plants, flowers, soil, and more. Then light up your outdoor space with Hampton-based string lights. Was $34.97, now only $19.99. And get the grill going with two 16-pound bags of Kingsford charcoal. Was $19.98, now only $17.88. Don't miss spring deals under $20 now through May 7th at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, valid on select items only.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com. Hey now. Daily Ticket with you here. Sean Brace, Luke Arcaini. Of course, Phillies took 2 of 3 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Having some fun with Luke. Does a great job covering the Phillies for us and on crossingbroad.com. Next up for the Fightins, a little trip down south to Tampa.
Yeah.
Taking on the Rays. Now, the Rays are playing their games at the New York Yankees spring training facility. Why am I drawing a blank on where that is?
That's a good question. I am too.
Why am I drawing a blank on that? I should know that. I know it.
Well,
I do
it's
know.
not. It's actually, isn't it one of their?
It's their spring training facility because they rolled out the red carpet for them. They removed all Yankees logos for them. Anyways, it's down there. It's down.
Field.
Yeah, Steinbrenner Field down by
Field in. Oh, it's actually just in Tampa, so that works out. So, right, Tampa, Florida. Yeah,
no, I don't think
Tampa, Florida.
Steinbrenner Field is not in Tampa.
George M. Steinbrenner Field, formerly known as Legends Field, is a baseball stadium located in Tampa, Florida, United States.
It's in Tampa?
Across the highway from Raymond James Stadium.
Wow. All right. I take it back. My
Right
fault.
down there.
Anyways, pretty cool stuff for the Yankees to do what they're doing as far as that is, because of course we know what took place as far as the hurricane, all that. So Phillies tomorrow back at it, 7:05 p.m. Some might be asking, well, how good are the Tampa Bay Rays? They're 16-18 right now in the East. Yankees are on top of that division at 19-15. Have you seen Aaron Judge's numbers?
Oh, it's absurd. It's absurd. He is, I believe, wait, I got to pull the odds up. Did you see his odds to win MVP this morning?
Well, it's him or Shohei. Like any discussion.
Well, no, but for the American League MVP, it's done. Like, I got to go find the.
It's the same thing with over in the National League too, as well, because you know when you get into these conversations, Aaron Judge is minus 900 right now, and Shohei's plus 220.
Yeah, so the National League one's going to be a little dicey. This is not a lock for Shohei. It's not. It's not. He's probably going to win it, but it's not a lock for Shohei. It's a lock for Judge, but the National League's also just way better. Like Fernando Tatis can rightfully be in the mix all season.
I'll give you the field in the National League. I'm taking Shohei.
I'll take the field.
I'll
take the field.
All right. We'll come up with something. We'll come up with something. A little gambler gang.
I'll take the field.
A little gambler gang wager. Okay, let me go ahead and think on that one. But that's a National League. I'm taking Shohei. You got the field. National League MVP here on May the 5th. Long way to go. All right. Yeah, and Shohei's he's plus 220. So you get plus money on that. So people should be firing. Kyle Tucker's having a great start. Tatis, of course, Corbin Carroll was just here this weekend, plus 450, so on and so forth. But I'm moving on. Because we got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge is incredible. Absolutely.
How about this? I'll take Aaron Judge and you take the field for the American League.
All right. From the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, did you have some fun? I did.
I did not.
What a sloppy track down there in Kentucky. Could you imagine if you were like, yo, I got a trip to Kentucky for the Derby, and then it is raining from start to finish, and that was your trip, that was your vacation, your first time at Kentucky Derby and bucket list, and then that. Look, the weather, you never know. Most of the time it is sunny, but there's been plenty of times it is raining down there. Remember Jack Harlow getting carried? You know,
him and Drewski.
Yeah, him and Drewski, exactly. Anyways, this is how it sounded coming down the home stretch. 151.
Journalism and sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baez is third, but it will be sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby. Journalism and Baez over next. Final Gambit was fourth. The final time was 2:02.31 seconds.
What a call!
That was awesome. Yeah,
What a
great call.
Oh.
We were on journalism as a station. Dick Girardi joined was on Saturday morning. He was screaming that journalism was the best horse, and they were going to win. And then, as you just saw, Sovereignty edging them out there. I do know somebody that had the exact. I want to say is that the two horses? How you play it? I want to say
the exact.
He not boxed too. He didn't box it. He cashed it big time. I think he won like 4 bills. 450, something like that, on a really cheap ticket. So nice work there. I struck out. I had journalism, and I bit on Citizen Bull too. And I know that it was the one horse, and that hasn't happened since 1988. A horse in that position, but I just thought Baffert, if he was going to win it, and I didn't back Baffert's horse, I was going to be pissed. Of course, Baffert had another horse that was scratched that late Friday, which stunk. But I went and rolled with Citizen Bull, and he led. That horse led for 3 and some change.
Yeah,
but just tough spot.
I also had the Citizen Bull. That was tough because you watch him lead for the first 3 quarters of the thing, and you're like, man. And then usually, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and call myself a horse racing expert, but it seems like from a lot of people that I've seen over the weekend, it's not always great to get the hot start in horse racing. Sometimes these horses that are middle of the pack, that they end up winning. I had a little on Citizen Bull. I had Luxor Cafe. That was just a cool name that I liked. And then I did have no choice, but I had to back Jason Worth's horse, Flying Mohawk. Had to just a little bit, little bit, because I would have been myself if he won. I think he came in at the end at 32-1. But yeah, no, that was a good race. Good race. A wet, muddy track. And what, the Belmont is the second one, right? Yeah, the Belmont's the second one, and then the Preakness. Preakness second. That shows you about how much I know about horse racing. So,
well, it was a lot of fun. It always is to watch all day. I did place a wager on race 8. It was my first wager of the day. I went to go put my Derby picks, and I said, all right, we got one coming up. MTP was about 18 out, 16 out. So I said, let's fire. Did, and hit a box trifecta.
Yeah, that was $12. A nice little hit there. Nice.
$12 won like 150. So, but put it all on the main race and ended up losing it all. So what are you going to do? Give me a little womp on the way here. Yeah, thank you.
There's your losing wager for the weekend. There you go.
There you go. $50 card to Primo's Hoagies up for grabs. All you got to do is call in right now on the contest line and tell us about a losing wager from the weekend. 610-784-0502. 610-784-0502. We posted at Fox BHO Gambler. Oh, by the way, at 3:55, we're going to open up those contest lines for the Truist Championship. All right, back over to the NBA playoffs. Sam Oshtry is going to join us in just a little bit. Again, the big one from the weekend, putting the game 7s to the side that were just duds. The Cavs. Cavs ended up choking in game 1 at home, and I understand that they're down a player and the 3 points weren't falling, but I don't think you're looking at this series the right way if that is your takeaway from game 1. Like, Garland's a huge piece, understood. Yeah, 3-pointers weren't got it, but the Indiana Pacers are hot. And them dogs are barking in a big way to open up the series. Remember, at tip, You could have got the Pacers at plus 385 to win the series, plus 385 to win the series. But that's a pretty good price in itself, understood. How about if I give you a 1-game advantage and I'm still dangling a plus 170 price tag? Is that something that interests you? It should.
Give me that.
It would. That's a good play. I do expect the Cavs to win game 2. For God's sake, they have to. If they don't, it's done. It's a wrap. This Pacers team will not lose. They're going to another championship or conference final. But man, the Cavs didn't have much of an answer in that fourth quarter. It was a tight game. And then all of a sudden the Pacers just went on this stretch. I just think this is what you're dealing with right now. Sometimes, and I hate to say it, but sometimes these teams just get these vibes and there's nothing you can do. Like the Mets of last year. It's the first one that pops into my head. They get these vibes going, and there's nothing you can do until you play a team like the LA Dodgers. That's understood. Well, maybe the Celtics are the Dodgers in this case, not the Cavaliers here.
No. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're just getting a lot of contributions. They have 6 guys averaging over 10. I mean, and then after that, McConnell 9.5, top and 8. Like, you're just getting a lot of contributions. Obviously, I would say maybe their big 3, I guess you could say, so far the playoffs. Halliburton, Siakam, and getting almost 17 points a game from Andrew Nembhard. Like, they're just getting a lot of contributions. Yeah, he's good, man. Like, they just have a good little pesky, just a good little team. And it's not like you're going up against a team like Boston who has proven they can win, or going up against a Cavs team from the past. This Cavaliers team, yes, they were a very good regular season team, but it's not like they've proven everything in the playoffs. This is a team that can have a good regular season and then lose a series. And I think this is what we're on our way to, because this Pacers team, like you said, they just feel like they have that vibe to them. And yes, I think the Celtics are going to blow out the Knicks and then blow out whoever they play in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think the Pacers probably make that a little bit more of a fun series than the Cavs do right now. This Pacers team is just a gritty little basketball team. They don't have some guy out there averaging 30 points a game because they don't need it right now. They have contributions from everybody in their starting lineup. Everybody is playing good for the Pacers right now. They're in a very, very nice spot.
Kenny Atkinson, after the game, head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, had this to say about the Indiana Pacers.
It took us a while to get you. I think we finally figured it out. But in the beginning, man, they had us kind of in the blender a little bit, and we did get adjusted to it, made some adjustments, and settled down a little bit. But and then their shot making was otherworldly.
Yeah, again, it was a tight game. I think it was tied. Maybe even the Cavs had a point lead, if I'm not mistaken. And then all of a sudden, the Indiana Pacers just did not miss and went on the run to win 121-112. The only game 1 of the second round series that has already begun. We do have 2 that tip off this evening. A lot to discuss with Sam Oshtry. Is going to join us on the other side. Once again, Knicks and Celtics. You might have heard this. If not, you're going to hear it a number of times. The New York Knicks lost all 4 matchups against the Boston Celtics this season. All 4. Now, if that doesn't, make you sway one way or the other, how about they won by an average of 16.3? 16.3 in those 4 games. Drew Holiday back. It's not a fluke. I don't see how you could take the Knicks. Again, with that being said, it's a 9-point spread. It's a lot in playoffs. Are you comfortable giving double digits? I know it's 9. I just said it, but still, it's in that ballpark of double digits. And I'll pass. I'm going to enjoy it. If I want to get some sort of play on it, maybe you look at that game 1 victory and the Boston Celtics for a series win, as Julian Edlow likes to play. I will also say, what is it from a sweep perspective?
So from a series perspective, yeah. So Boston Celtics 4-0 is plus 235.
I would pass on that. Let me stop you right there. 5.5 over 5.5. This is the play. Plus 125. You're getting plus money there. Oh no. Excuse me.
unless you like
That's
the
total
series to
game.
end in 5.
Yeah, that's total
Boston
games. That's
Celtics to win the series 4-1 is plus 215.
Okay.
That's thinking if you think the series ends in 5. Obviously, if you think it ends in 6 on the favor of the Celtics, that is plus 450. But really, the best odds are is a 4-0 sweep or a 4-1 win. So that, I mean, I think these odds tell you all you need to know.
All you need to
know. The Celtics are just a way better all-around basketball team than the Knicks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time has come, and we are giving away a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship that will be taking place this week, all this week long, from the 8th to the 11th at the Philadelphia Cricket Club. Man, it's time to treat yourself to an unforgettable experience at the Michelob Ultra Club as you soak in the action from the finishing holes, all while enjoying all-inclusive beer, wine, seltzer, and soda. A variety of fun fan experiences, local Philadelphia bites. Tickets are selling fast. You can score them right now at truistchampionship.com. Or how about this? Yeah, you got an opportunity to win them right here, right now on The Gambler by playing birdie or bogey. I'm going to give you 3 golf questions. Trust me. 1 easy, 1 middle of the pack, 1 difficult. If you get 2 out of 3, you're winning a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. It's that easy. All you got to do is call in right now on the contest line. And again, we got this on our social media pages. You can call or you can check out the number there. But write this down, put it in your phone, or dial us right now, 610-784-0502, 610-784-0502 for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. On the other side, Luke Arcaini's hanging with us. Sam Oshtry at 405, a lot to do. Call now for an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship by playing birdie or bogey on the other side. More Daily Ticket on a Monday. We're having some fun here back after this.
Spring is in the air, and it's time to swing for the fences. Our MLB coverage is bringing heat all season long.
Everybody moves up 90 feet.
Be sure to catch Luke Arcaini and Sean Brace on the Daily Ticket. Only one place that covers all the action. It's The Gambler.
Great news. The cash contest is back. The Gambler wants to put some bonus bucks back in your pocket. All you have to do is keep it locked right here to The Gambler, and at the top of every hour, starting at 9 a.m., listen for the keyword and get over to our website at foxphlgambler.com and enter to win $1,000. That's 9 times a day. Be sure to set The Gambler up on your iHeartRadio app preset and tune in to win.
Rocket.com is the new home for all things homeownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. Protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Stay tuned to Fox PHL The Gambler for the latest CEOs you should know.
Dr. Joelle Mogerman, President and CEO of the Philadelphia Zoo.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent.
An undrafted free agent caught the Eagles' eye during their rookie minicamp. Phillies signed former Washington wideout Giles Jackson on Sunday. The Flyers entered tonight's NHL draft lottery with the fourth best odds of winning the first overall pick. San Jose's the favorites to come out on top there. And former U.S. swimmer Gary Hall Jr. had his 10 Olympic medals replaced by the IOC over the weekend after he lost them in the LA wildfires. I'm Scott Davidson.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Stop and go driving northbound 95, Girard up to Bridge, southbound heavy Academy to Cottman with a crash on the shoulder. Westbound Schuylkill Jan, University Divine and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound Stop and go Boulevard to South, Blue Route southbound delays, Broomall to Media Swileport, Wire to Tella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag. You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. Like the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a JBC, 4-piece nugs, fries, and a small soft drink. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon all the time. Duh. For the best deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
You own or manage a business here in Philadelphia. Are you unsure where to start when it comes to advertising? Well, here's a surprise. Fox Sports The Gambler, your local iHeart station, is the one place you can get it all. Hey, it's Sean Brace, and we can help with everything from radio and podcast ads to social media and digital. And we can even get local voices like mine spreading the word about your business. So if you're looking for someone to take care of it all, do yourself a favor right now. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com today.
Leo Schofield spent decades in prison for a crime Jeremy Scott later confessed to. Season 2 of the hit podcast Bone Valley investigates how Jeremy's violent past unfolded and who else may have suffered his wrath.
This is a case that should never happen. I told you got it wrong, you got the wrong man.
Listen to Bone Valley on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Bone Valley.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
Spruce, Spruce, Spruce. It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Sarah. She loves her motorcycle. What she doesn't love is when it suddenly rains. As she sits underneath a bridge waiting for it to stop, she grows quite fond of the graffiti on the overpass. She really likes the one with John Hart's Claire and wonders if they're still together. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes and see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeart Radio app. WDAS and WD273D Philadelphia is Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler.
Yeah.
This is the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace, giving you the edge you need.
That sounds like something that might be interesting.
Yeah. Let's go. On Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. The action starts here.
Oh, yes, indeed it does. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time has come. We've been hooking you up, the listener, with an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. Now, folks, let me just tell you a little something about this Truist Championship. And it starts and ends, Luke, with the fact that it's all inclusive. How about that? Do you like that, sports fans? That's something that could get you all hot and bothered. Who doesn't enjoy an all-inclusive package when it comes to getting out into town, Luke Arcaini? All right, we do have a Caller on the contest line. But first of all, the Truist Championship will bring top PGA Tour players like Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, the Philadelphia Cricket Club, and then some. Wissahickon course, May 8th through the 11th. Treat yourself to an unforgettable experience at the Michelob Ultra Club. And if you see me, I mean, I'll probably be there. As we're all soaking it in together, watching the finishing holes and enjoying all-inclusive beer, wine, seltzer, and soda. Enjoy a variety of fun fan experiences, local Philly bites, and more. Tickets are selling fast. Secure your spot today at truistchampionship.com. Caller is on the air for an opportunity to win a pair of tickets playing birdie or bogey. Caller, hello, your name. Oh, no. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Caller, you're on the air. Your name.
John from Phoenixville.
John from Phoenixville calling in right here, right now with an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. John from Phoenixville. I love Phoenixville. Great area. Do you know there's a Gerhardt showroom that just opened up in your neck of the woods?
Nice.
Yeah. Gerhardt's Appliance. Phillies team. Support them. John, enough of that. You got a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Truist Championship. All you got to do is play birdie or bogey. If you think the answer is right, of course, it's a birdie. If you think the answer is wrong, of course, it's a bogey. Real easy to understand. John, you ready to rock and roll? I got 3 questions. Get 2 out of 3. You're going to Truist Championship, hanging with Luke and myself.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Birdie or bogey? Question number 1. John from Phoenixville. The maximum number of golf clubs a player is allowed to carry in their bag during a round is 14. Is it birdie or bogey?
Oof. I'm going to go birdie.
Luke Arcaini. John is correct.
John is correct. Yeah, it's a good start. Good start.
Shoot, we're hooking him up. Nice work on that one. All right. Wow, you were really confident on that one, man.
I had it in my head. It was 14.
How about that?
14, so boom.
All right. John from Phoenixville knows a thing or two about golf, it seems. Luke, did you know that one?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, John from Phoenixville. One more. You're going to the Truist Championship. Are you ready to roll? First of all, you got one in the shoot. Do you have somebody in mind that you're going to take on this adventure? I mean, Rory McIlroy. The guy's got a green jacket. He's in town.
Yeah, man. Got a few.
All right. With that being said, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Don't put the cart before the horse, as they say. Folks, question number 2, John from Phoenixville. Jack Nicklaus. His nickname is the Golden Bear. Is that birdie or bogey?
Birdie.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, it is correct. John from Phoenixville is going to the Truist Championship. Oh, that's fantastic.
Great work. Great work.
Once again, we just want to hook the people up here. Birdie or bogey? Hey, question 1 was difficult. He got that right. Got to give him credit. You could have said 15, could have said 16. I don't know. Bryson DeChambeau seems like a guy that would carry 20 clubs around if he could. Don't know if that's correct or not. So that was a difficult question. Of course, the Golden Bear was easy. But, folks, it doesn't matter. We want to hook up our listening audience because we're not here without you, the people. John from Phoenixville, I'm going to put you on hold. We'll get all your information on the other side. Nice work across the board, sir. I will see you up there at the Michelob Ultra tent. I would imagine you have a couple seltzers in hand.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. There he is. Great job. Did you know the Golden Bear?
So I couldn't remember 100% if that was his nickname. But if you give me a nickname that specific, I don't think that would have been something you changed. So I probably would have went birdie. But yes, especially the first answer. First answer was. That was cake.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of golf.
Oh, sure. Bring it.
Do you have any guesses for what my purchase was?
Oh, good. That was a tease for the last break. Sorry. Luke Arcaini, who's our best golfer as far as the Gambler Gang is concerned. And Sam Oshtry is going to join us here in just a second via the stream. Beautiful. Doing it all. Oh my God. I should sign up to be an air traffic controller. Everything I do behind the scenes right now, I could run Dulles. I could run Newark. I could run Philly.
I'm flying out of a different airport, but all right.
Smart. I think it's all smart for us not to fly these days.
Yeah,
anyway. Let's just give that one a yeah. With that being said, Luke Arcaini is the best golfer with the Gambler Gang. If he's buying something, it's got my attention. My senses are going off. It might improve my game. Luke Arcaini, what did you buy for the bag?
I don't know if it essentially improves the game.
It's not an old man item, is it?
No, but I'll tell you what, it makes you feel more put together on the course. It makes you roll up to the course in style when you get out of the car. Sean, I purchased a new golf bag this weekend.
Oh,
and let me tell you.
Let's see it.
Come on, let's get the new all leather Titleist golf bag in here.
All leather. Oh,
look at that, baby.
Look at that. What's the
cool.
logo on the back?
So that is one of Jaworski's courses that I do work for. Big shout out to Running Deer Golf Club down in Pittsburgh, New Jersey. Awesome.
I thought it was
track. All track.
Very nice.
Actually, the coolest part about it is if you so when you buy that bag, I will say it's a little on the more expensive side. But when you buy that bag, they give you a basically on them, they let you customize a bag tag for the back of it. So it's an initial engraved tag that you get on the back of your bag. So that'll be here in about 2 weeks. But yeah, made a nice little purchase this weekend, new golf bag. So don't necessarily know, if it helps the game, but it makes you feel better out there when you bring some new product out there.
See, this is the difference between a guy who shoots an 80 and a guy that goes out there and shoots 95. Okay. Luke spent money on a beautiful signature golf bag. That's, hey man, watch the leather.
Watch the leather and the magnet pockets.
I bought a Costco bag over the off season for $65 a Bridgestone. Now, hey, look, I will say you
bag.
Look, it's a good bag.
Good
$65
brand and good bag.
Bags are expensive. The cheapest one I found was like $205, $210. It was a Titleist one. Caught my attention. I liked it. Got this one from Costco for $65 a month ago. I'm telling you right now, it's got some magnets. It's got a little spot for my pencil, right? Oh, really nice bag. Tell you what, I bought it. Didn't think twice about it.
No.
Yeah.
Had to
you're right.
This weekend a little bit.
It definitely doesn't help your golf game at all.
It could. Shot a 40 in my first round on 9.
Look good, feel good, play good.
Damn right. That's what they all say.
All right. Sam Oshtry is going to join us via the stream. Sorry, I had a couple things going on there. He's going to be joining us just a second here. But I do want to point out one more housekeeping item, if I could. Did the Truist Championship. We will give away another pair of tickets tomorrow. Oh, by the way, last call on this. We are Fox Sports The Gambler on the iHeartRadio app. Folks, we are asking you to screenshot locking us in as a preset on the iHeartRadio app for free. All you got to do is send that into our socials, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, one of the above, and you are automatically entered into the hopper. And I'm going to randomly select somebody tomorrow for a pair of tickets. There's only 3 people that have done it so far. And I think Ryan Beef Coyle is one of the 3. So hopefully we get a couple more entries tomorrow. But it's wide open right now. So you can win a pair of tickets there. And we're going to play Birdie or Bogey again tomorrow as well on the Daily Ticket. We'll be out there on Wednesday and Friday. I DM Paige. I have yet to hear back from her. I did DM her. I have yet to hear back from her. I don't know. I figured she checked her DMs.
Maybe. I don't know.
Thought I had a shot. You guys want to hear what I wrote her?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Hey, Paige. First time
call, long time listen.
First time, long time. I love everything that you have brought to the game of golf, and then something. I can't.
There it is. There it is.
I kept it classy. I kept it above. Look, she's grinding right now. No pause. There's no pause.
No one was even going there. No one.
You went there. I didn't. I did not pause.
Did I write? I think I probably sent it from the station account. That was where I did. I don't know. It's not there. I kept it above kept it classy. Like, hey, man, I know you're doing some. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, Paige. Love to get you on my radio show in Philly to talk Creator Classic next week. I work for the Gambler in Philly - iHeart Radio. Wide open. Let me know. Haven't heard back.
Luke, I think that's what the kids call Riz.
That's what we also say. Shoot or shoot. You know what I mean? Shoot or shoot.
Haven't heard back. Maybe we'll get her on the show.
We still got time. We still got a day.
Maybe she's staying in Conshohocken.
Maybe.
Oof. She's probably got security. She probably has more security than Rory does. Let's be honest.
No.
A friend of mine told me that the Creator Classic, half the tickets sold her because of her.
Oh, I believe it.
Not surprised.
I believe it. Just a bunch of dudes.
Good at what she does.
Not a lot of women are going to be at that tournament.
Yeah, you're right about that. All right. Having some fun here, of course, on a Monday. Good at what he does. Sam Oshtry from The Score, talking all things NBA playoffs. Of course, coming up at 5 o'clock, you hear Sean Bedard and Sam Oshtry. They were live a little earlier this morning, as they do every Monday morning, recapping what just took place in the world of NBA playoff basketball. Sam, we had 2 dud game 7s, but a dud is a dud. I don't give a damn. A win is a win. 2-0 for your boy over here. Where do we start? How about James Harden? That wasn't hard to predict. We knew he was going to come up small. What is it? He is now the 4th player in NBA playoff history to lose a game 7 on 4 different teams. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be some genius here, but I'm going to bet against James Harden. He's going to come up small. I don't even think that's the word. It's like he was non-existent. What is it? How do you go into that game and only come away with 8 total shots?
It's hard to really understand because he's such a brilliant player in the regular season, and not even just the regular season. In playoffs, he's been a brilliant player in the past. It's just in the monstrous moments, game 6s, game 7s, that's when he just shrivels. He just becomes a lesser version of himself, and he looks disinterested. That's the biggest thing, is he looks disinterested. He's coming off screens, not looking to score the basketball in these big moments. You saw it in Philadelphia in that game 6 against Boston when they were up 3-2, and then that game 7 that they lost. But he just, and you saw it yesterday. He just doesn't, or this weekend, he just doesn't come up big in these moments. He has so many opportunities, and they're feeding him the rock, and he's always looking to pass. He had 13 assists, which is fine. He's a great passer. He's really become a great passer over the last half decade. That's a whole new thing that he's brought to his game. But he needs to be a scorer. He needs to be a scorer in these big moments. I will say he's an easy target.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard did not play well down the stretch of the series at all. He wasn't the Kawhi Leonard that you expected. And the reason why I had Clippers in 7 is because I didn't think the gap between Jokic and Kawhi was that big. It ended up being pretty big because Kawhi had a great first couple games, and then he really shrunk in those last few games. And his numbers look good. He was averaging 20 to 25 a game, but it wasn't the Kawhi that I thought was one of the best players in the league, which is what he showed down the stretch of the season. And even you go back to those Sixers series with Harden, he was bad in game 6 and game 7. Who was also bad in game 6 and game 7? Joel Embiid. So it's Harden's the easy target, but at this point of his career, Harden can't be the guy. And when his co-stars and really these superstars of the team also don't step up, you're going to constantly lose game 7s and big moments.
That's totally fair. A 100% agreement across the board. Easy target. It's where I started. No doubt about it. It is funny, to the history that we have had here with him, and of course Maury and all that, and just knowing from the gambling perspective that I did see everybody in the timeline go, there's no way I'm taking the Clippers here. So everybody was all hands on deck on that one. Let's talk about the Nuggets just for a second here. Where are we at? What are we talking about with the Nuggets? What's the next conversation? This is a team that was in disarray. Is that fair to say? They fired their coach.
Yeah, they fired their coach with a week left to go in the season. You could definitely say that.
And now they're playing a really good Oklahoma City team that, I don't know, are they gettable?
You sent me the stat this morning, Brees. Teams that have had 1 day of rest in between series versus teams that have had 8+ days of rest, which is what the Thunder are coming off of. In game 1 especially, that those teams are 6-0. And then the average margin of victory is 20.3. Yeah. So, in game 1, if you're already assuming, and the spread is 9.5 tonight, if you're already assuming that the Thunder have this one game lead against this Nuggets team that's not old necessarily, but an aging roster. It's not some youthful roster necessarily. So you have that team going against a young, spry group that has played 4 games in the last 3 weeks. I mean, they have not really played basketball at all because of how they rested during the regular season. Then the play-in, they didn't play that whole week, and then they just sweep the first round series while they wait for everyone else to wrap up. So I don't really think the Nuggets have a chance in this series. That's just the rest factor. In terms of the on-court matchup, you have Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, who are the perfect front court duo to stop a Jokic. I mean, that is so much size to throw at Jokic. And Hartenstein will start on Jokic, and then you'll have Chet as a roamer, helping off Aaron Gordon or helping off a Russell Westbrook when he's in the game. So that's just the perfect front court to stop Jokic or limit him at least. Similar to what you saw with the Wolves last year, where they put Karl-Anthony Towns on Cat and they had Rudy Gobert, or Karl-Anthony Towns on Jokic and they had Rudy Gobert roaming. That size is what hurts the Jokic, and I just don't trust his teammates in his supporting cast. So I just think from a talent perspective, the Thunder are way better, and they're the well-rested group.
Sam Oshtry from The Score joining Luke and I are right here on the Daily Ticket, 5 o'clock hour. You get Sean Bedard and Sam Oshtry coming at you front and center, all things NBA playoffs. DraftKings OKC -700, Nuggets 5-1 plus 500 in the series price there. As we just went over with that number, it just does not work out for the teams that are coming off of action and versus the teams that have the rest. As Sam pointed out with that stat, I got it on ESPN this morning, and game 1, 10.5. That number bumped up since we went live at 3 o'clock. Now up to 10.5. Oklahoma City, a big monster favorite at 9:35 tonight. 227.5 is our total with that. All right, staying in the game 7s, let's talk about Houston and Golden State. Easy one there. And then on the flip side, tomorrow, that same stat, that same trend that we just threw out there, it applies for this one, for Golden State and Minnesota. How about this for a crazy item? This is the first time in Golden State's run with Steve Kerr as the head coach that they are an underdog in a playoff series to start. That is unbelievable. Is it wrong, though, is the question. And again, are they opening up automatically with a 1-0 lead in your mind, Sam?
Yeah, I think the Timberwolves, I think it's more about the Timberwolves being disrespected. And you saw that with the markets when the Lakers were massive favorites. And now you're seeing that. I think the Timberwolves are even being disrespected with this line. I thought the Timberwolves were going to be closer to a -300 favorite, because I think they're that much better and they have that much of a size advantage over the Warriors. And again, youthful group that has had some rest against the aging Warriors team, with Jimmy Butler's not 100% healthy. Steph Curry just came off of not just a difficult series, and he was great in the second half in that game 7, but it was really the Buddy Hield show. Buddy Hield went off 9 threes, a record for a game 7, 33 points. He was phenomenal, everything they needed him to be. But Jimmy Butler's a little banged up. Steph Curry the Rockets were so physical with Steph Curry. Off the ball, they were doubling. Every single one of his touches, sending doubles at him, blitzing ball screens, everything to throw Steph Curry off his game. And it worked to a degree. I mean, he had some good games and good moments, but he largely struggled for most part of the series with his efficiency. So Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and all those guys coming off a really physical series against the Wolves, who wrapped it up in 5 and looked pretty dominant in the paint, just from an offensive rebounding perspective, from points in the paint perspective, over the Lakers. I think they're going to have that similar matchup advantage, because the Draymond Green is the Warriors 5. I mean, they have the luxury of going to Kevon Looney, but Draymond Green is the Warriors 5. And we're talking about Draymond Green, he might literally kill Rudy Gobert. This isn't like a Draymond Green likes to chirp a lot of people. Draymond Green likes to get likes to get animated. You saw it with Dylan Brooks. You see it with Amen Thompson. You see it with these guys, but that's just Draymond being Draymond. There is genuine hatred that he has for Rudy Gobert. I mean, I watched that replay again this morning of the choke strangle from last season. Draymond was out of the picture. He wasn't even in the play. He runs in. He sees an opportunity to choke out Rudy Gobert. He runs in to the play and just takes advantage of it. You see it whenever he's doing his media stuff with TNT, Draymond Green, every chance he gets to take shots at Rudy Gobert, makes fun of him for crying a few years ago, brings that up 3 years later. This is genuine hatred he has for Rudy Gobert. So first off, Steve Kerr's having the conversation of, you have to be careful, but it's also you have to control your emotions. And I don't know if Draymond Green is capable of that.
Sam, I got to ask you, the Indiana.
One quick on Draymond, real quick, is that he literally does play to a different set of rules. I can't believe he wasn't thrown out, suspended. it's maddening from afar, but I don't want to see Draymond get thrown out of this series. I want to see him chirp in Rudy's ear and have Rudy just all over the place. Sorry, Luke, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Sam, I got to ask you about the Indiana Pacers. I'm like more and more, it just feels like this team is one, legit, but two, and I think sometimes this can be even more important in the playoffs, is just, it feels like they just have that feel and that look to them. It doesn't seem like they're afraid of anybody. It doesn't seem like they cared that they were massive underdogs heading into this series. Are the Pacers able to win the series? Is this a thing where the Pacers win game one and then the Cavs step it up and win the next four? Or like, is this Pacers team, like truly a legit team to beat the Cavs?
I think it comes down to health. And two things can be true. The Pacers are a really good team, and they have been over the last year and a half. They also have benefited more than any other playoff team over the last two postseasons now from playing injured squads. They just have. You go back to last season, or the playoffs last season when that run started. They beat the Bucks without Giannis that entire series. Giannis didn't play a game. They're down 2-0 against the Knicks. OG Anunoby goes out, completely changes trajectory of the series. And then, of course, Brunson gets hurt in that game 7. But it was really OG going out that altered that series. So the Pacers benefit from that. Of course, first round, the last couple of weeks, they didn't play, or Damian Lillard wasn't part of that team for most of the time with the Bucks. And now, game 1 against the Cavs, Cavs don't have Darius Garland. And now, Evan Mobley may be out for game 2. So that's the biggest thing. It's like the health of this Cavs team is everything right now. And this stayed such a great regular season. So it's really a shame to see their health fall apart. But it's true that the Pacers are a really good team. They've also gotten extremely lucky with just playing injured squads. I will say, like, Tyrese Halliburton, I haven't been the biggest Tyrese Halliburton fan, but his growth as just a playmaker and his ability to read defenses and just perfectly get guys their shots. And he's not like the best scorer, but he's so good at getting to the second level of defense, forcing help, and then forcing kickouts, which leads to rotations, long closeouts, attacking guys off the dribble. And the Pacers they're so deep. They have so many different guys like Aaron Nesmith, Benedict Mathurin, Andrew Nembhard, all these different guys who can just come in and immediately contribute and serve a role as a guy who can make plays for Tyrese Halliburton when he sets them up. So when the Pacers get these defenses in rotation, they're just so hard to guard. And all it starts with Tyrese Halliburton getting 2 feet in the lane, and starts with Tyrese Halliburton becoming a phenomenal reader of the defense. So he deserves all the credit in the world. But it's also like the Pacers have gotten lucky. They just aren't playing teams when they're completely healthy. So, yeah, they can win the series if the Cavs aren't at full strength, for sure. If the Cavs do get their guys back and they're close to 100%, I think the Cavs are the better team, and I think the Cavs should win this in 6 or 7, but it all comes down to health at this point.
Yeah, that's definitely something to add into the equation. No doubt about it, as you pointed out. Like, no Mobley, kidding me. Of course, Garland, we knew that was out. But at the end, let me get your thoughts as far as maybe take us on the inside for people that have been running around and they missed that game. It was tight all the way up until a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Cavs had the lead, and then they couldn't make a shot, and the Pacers go on this run. What happened in those final couple minutes, and was it a fluke? Is this something they could build off of? Is this just a matter of Cleveland wasn't hitting their shots? What was your takeaway from the stretch that ultimately decided the game for the Pacers?
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs shot 23% from 3. And the Pacers shot 52% from 3. They made 10 more threes than the Cavs. Like, if you're making 10 more threes than your opponent, you're probably going to win most of your games. But again, Tyrese Halliburton deserves credit for that. Like, he was generating these looks by getting 2 feet in the lane and creating good opportunities for his teammates to get open shots. So, like, the Pacers have that. What the Cavs are missing, and what they missed down the stretch, and Donovan Mitchell had a pretty good second half after coming out pretty slow in that first half. But what the Cavs are missing is a secondary creator right now with that Darius Garland. Like, it's all on Donovan Mitchell to create for that Cavs offense. And they play similarly where they play. Both these teams play with a lot of pace. They like to move the ball. They pass the ball a ton, get guys in rotation. They're really good at just passing and creating guys. We're getting all guys involved in their offense. But they need more than one creator. They were great at that because Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell complement each other as 2 primary creators. Without Darius Garland, all the scoring creation relies on Donovan Mitchell, and it's just too hard of a load for him to carry against a Pacers defense that's been criticized throughout the last year and a half because Tyrese Halliburton hasn't always been the best defender, and he's easy to target, but he held up yesterday. Like, they were trying to target Tyrese Halliburton, and he held up. This Pacers team, since the All-Star break, 8th best defense in the league. This Pacers defense has gotten the job done. So without Darius Garland as a secondary creator, the Cavs offense kind of just fell apart in that second half.
All right. Sam Oshtry from the weekend, that was, as far as NBA playoff basketball. Game 7 duds across the board. Buddy Hield going off for 30+. Thanks, buddy. Could have used that in Sixers uniform last year.
Well, they didn't play him. He was scared. He was scared to shoot in the Sixers defense, but they also stopped playing him.
Buddy Hield was not Buddy Hield with the Sixers, right? Like, he wasn't the Buddy Hield. Not trying to make Buddy Hield out to be this huge NBA player of all time, but he wasn't scoring 33 for the 76ers in a game.
But they also didn't give him a chance at the end. Sam's also right. They gave him no chance at the end.
Yeah, it's the Sixers. It's just whatever. Anyways, with that being said, we are talking to a diehard New York Knicks fan in Sam Oshtry. So it's
Cap, Breeze.
I kid. We do need to pin Sean Bernard down to get that date locked in the books so we can make
it. Might be a 4-game series, so it's got to happen pretty quick.
Exactly what I was thinking, Sam. Great minds think alike. Bottom line is this series could be over fairly quick. We got Monday, we got Wednesday, we got Saturday, we got Monday. This might be a Monday type of deal next Monday on the 12th that we're going to roll out to a bar so Sean can complete that wager. Once if you missed it, we had a little head-to-head.
Unfortunately, actually, Sean Bernard and I are going to be at a draft lottery party because the draft lottery is next Monday. So we're going to watch the Sixers get Cooper Flag.
Guess who's going to be wearing Celtic gear to that draft lottery party?
I like that.
That's how we're going to pay this wager off, I would assume. And that's going to be even better, because he's going to go walk in there in that place all greened up.
Yeah, that's not going to be great for his brand.
Not going to be great for his brand, and probably is not going to sign off on it, but we'll have
no, he won't.
Gambler gang. You got to pay off the wager, damn it.
I agree. I would have changed that car oil.
Exactly. I know you would have. Well, I was thinking we didn't technically say you needed to do it with your hands, all that. I thought you could take it to Jiffy Lube and come back and be like, I changed your oil.
Just go to the shop. No, I wouldn't do that. It's cheating the game.
We always get the devil's in the detail. Right? Exactly. All right. So let's talk about the Knicks here. We're looking at a number close to double digits. It's at 9. 4 games played this season. Knicks never beat them. Average score, 16 points, a victory for the Boston Celtics, getting Drew Holiday back. Like, okay, is it that easy? Boston 4, 5, let's move on. Like, will we see a good game in game 1? Is there a player that could be a difference for the Knicks? How can they at least show up in Boston and put up a damn fight in game 1 here?
I think game 1 is going to be competitive. I do think tonight's going to be competitive. I think the Knicks have had a decent amount of rest coming off a really physical series. So I think game 1 is going to be competitive tonight. I don't think it's going to be a competitive series, though. And even if I could see every game being somewhat competitive, but the Celtics winning like in 5 still. Like, sometimes you see that in series where it's a competitive series, but it's still a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. I went back and watched a lot of these games this weekend between the Knicks and Celtics. The Knicks have no chance. Like, their only chance is if Kristaps Porzingis gets hurt, Drew Holiday re-injures his hamstring, Jaylen Brown's knee starts bothering him, and then the Celtics shoot like 30% from 3 the whole series. Like, it's the Knicks defensive personnel. Why the Celtics offense is so great is because they have 5 guys who can beat you off the dribble, who can shoot the ball. They space the floor exceptionally. They're the best team at attacking mismatches, at putting 2 on the ball, getting teams in rotation. They are so hard to guard because of their just deadly lineup. And I was watching these games. I was going back and watching these games, and Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are such liabilities defensively that the Celtics just attack, especially Karl-Anthony Towns in the pick and roll. Like, he was just in drop the whole time, and the Celtics were attacking him in drop coverage, and they had no answer. Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis pick and roll was deadly against the Knicks. And Jalen Brunson's also a very weak defender. So when you have 2 guys that can be targeted defensively like that, it's just so hard to guard the Celtics group. Like, Tatum, he's number one. He's third in playoff in points per game right now. But in the regular season, he was the two guys who he scored more on than any other defenders in the entire league were Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. Out of everyone who guarded him this entire season in the regular season, he scored more points on those two guys than anybody else. OG Anunoby was actually his best defender. He held him to 25% shooting from the field when OG was actually guarding Tatum. But still, like the Celtics are so good at getting OG off of him and getting one of the guys they want on him, like a Cat, like a Brunson. So it's just, from a matchup perspective, it's just a nightmare for the Knicks because they don't have the personnel to guard this group. And then offensively, I've been critical of this Knicks offense because as great as Jalen Brunson is and the heliocentric approach that they take, and he's a hero in that fourth quarter and as a clutch performer, this Knicks offense is too one-dimensional. You need more actions for Mikal Bridges. You need Mikal Bridges to be utilized more. And you saw that when Jalen Brunson went down during the regular season, but he's just been underutilized by Tom Thibodeau. They weren't running as much pick and roll and pick and pop between Brunson and Cat last series compared to the regular season. There's just so much that this Knicks offense is leaving on the table, and they're not maximizing the talent that they have on the floor offensively, that it's just, I don't see a way they're beating the Celtics.
Luke, that's that Lower Marion education. Helio what?
Yeah, wait. I was going to ask you to spell that and use it in a sentence for me.
Heliocentric. HELIOCENTRIC.
So
heliocentric. The definition. You got it here?
I got it right here. I pulled it up. I had to fire it up. I just was like, wait, what? No, I can't. Nice work. See, Sam's a writer, dude. Sam's a writer. So are you, Luke, but Sam's a writer.
Oh, I actually did have it. You think I'm using heliocentric on crossingbroad.com? You're out of your mind. You're absolutely out of your mind.
Look, I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but you could say Aaron Judge is he like a heliocentric part of that Yankees offense? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he's the only guy doing it.
I'm still trying to figure out what heliocentric means.
It means it's a one-man show. It's a one-man show, essentially.
I love it.
Yes,
right.
And yes, he is. He absolutely is.
Great stuff, Sam. Awesome job across the board. Look, it's unfortunate, but with the way that the Celtics have performed, of course, what we know last year, because I think there were some people out there that were doubters of the Celtics, like, yeah, all right, show me when you get to the playoff, show me when you get to the final, and then they got the job done. And then they come out there and all they do is just fill it up from outside. It starts and ends with whether or not Boston hits their three-pointers.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the only way that they're going to lose a game from here on out. Now, is there better matchups than the New York Knicks? Of course. But in this series, if they're hitting, what's the percentage, Sam? Like, give me the number that if they finish with 25% on three-pointers, then we're going to see maybe a Knick possible victory in that game. Other than that, I just don't see Boston losing a game.
Yeah, there's no way. I'll give you some numbers here because the Magic were really good at limiting the three-point attempts. So the Magic, their whole goal was to limit the three-point attempts. So during the regular season, the Celtics shot 48 threes per game, which was 7 more than the second highest volume three-point team. They made 17.8 per game, which is the most made threes per game in NBA history. That's what the Celtics did during the regular season.
Wow.
Against the Magic in round one, Boston only attempted 31 threes per game and made 11. So those numbers were way, way, way down against Magic. But how the Magic did that is they weren't over-helping on threes. They were playing one-on-one defense and weren't extending their help and letting guys beat them one-on-one. But they have the athletic wing defenders to guard Tatum and Brown like that straight up. The Knicks, other than Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, they don't have that. So they can't really implement that. They're not going to be able to limit the threes. So it's just there's no way where the Knicks are going to be able to limit the Celtics threes. I'll give you the stats right here. I'm looking over at my monitor here as I filed this article. So the Celtics drilled 21 threes per game on 44% shooting in the 4 games against the Knicks this year. That's up from their season average of 17 made threes per game on 36% shooting. That's how bad the Knicks three-point defense was in the regular season against the Celtics. And there's no sign with the personnel that they're putting out there that it's going to get any better. So again, if the Celtics are shooting close to 40% or even like 35% from three, the Knicks have no chance. The Knicks really just have to hope that they're going to shoot like 30, 28, 29%.
Sam, if I had to give you one underdog to pick right now, Knicks, Nuggets, Pacers, Warriors, which one would be your bet to win the series?
Oh, that's an easy one.
I mean, the easy answer is the Pacers right now, just because they're already up one. That's not where I'm going, though. That's
I know. I think you're right. That is the easy answer. That wasn't where I was going either, but go ahead.
just because they're up 1-0 right now, and obviously with all the Cavs injury concerns. But I'm saying the Warriors. Like, it's just their championship DNA, their experience. Like, you got Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. You're not going to find a trio right now playing that has played more playoff games and minutes than those three. And look, Steph, I just talked about how beat up he got in that last series. The Wolves aren't going to be able to have that defensive physicality and that defensive presence on him. So I could see Steph going off and really carrying the Warriors to a series win here. And Draymond Green is also, he's a better small ball five than the Rui Hachimura or LeBron James, who were the small ball five that the Lakers played against the Wolves. So I think there's a chance the Warriors can still win that series. I'm not going to pick them, but that would be my answer, the Warriors.
Yeah, that's where I was going to as well. And they got that championship mentality. I don't want to sleep on the Timberwolves, but there's definitely something about when you have Jimmy and you have Steph playing at the level that they are, knowing what Jimmy's capable of. He still has it in his bag if he can remain healthy. And then the edge that Draymond brings. And by the way, coaching too. Like, Steve Kerr's a damn good coach, man. He knows what to say to get the most out of his players at the exact same time, at the exact right time. So I feel like the Warriors are that play. But won't be surprised if the T-Wolves roll on. They have some dogs right now. And like we pointed out with the fact that the rest, that's an advantage. Oh, by the way, where they're at as far as home court is concerned, T-Wolves. Like, there are factors for Minnesota to win this series, and I don't think it's a bad play. Odds makers think that. That's something that plays in the back of my mind as well. So I won't be surprised if Minnesota does get the job done. But on the flip side of that, I won't be surprised if Golden State advances.
Yeah. I think that series, if I was going to bet any series to go 7, it would be that one. That's plus 195 right now. So I think I'd be pretty confident saying that series is going 7.
All right. The most excited about a series for Sam Oshtry? Which one is the one that has your attention? Is it the one we've already seen a game in, or out of these next 3?
Oh man, they're all so good. It's pretty tough. I'm excited to see Knicks Celtics, just because I really think we're going to find out a lot about how the Knicks approach their future. And look, they're kind of locked into this group. Like when they made that cat trade, it wasn't like they have to win this year. This is the future of their team. But I think it's a huge series for Mikal Bridges from a standpoint of, did we make a mistake trading 5 first-round picks for this guy? Especially when Giannis Antetokounmpo is about to become on the market. And you would love those picks right now. And look, there's still a package the Knicks could put together for Giannis that would probably have to include Mikal. I don't think it'll be the best package, so I don't think it would happen. But I'm interested in seeing how the Knicks compete and battle against the Celtics group for how they kind of see their future. Because when they made the Mikal Bridges trade, it was for this series in mind. It was to beat the Celtics. It was to get athletic wing defenders, two-way guys who can guard Jason Tatum and can guard Jaylen Brown. And so now we get to see this series actually take place. When they made that trade, it was for this. So I'm excited to see this series more than any. But look, all these series are going to be great. The Warriors, Wolves that we talked about is going to be awesome. We already saw the Pacers, Cavs, one game in. That we're seeing a lot of defense and physicality. Pacers, Cavs is a high-flying, high-paced offensive approach, which is kind of a dichotomy, which is another big word, I guess.
I knew that one though. I had that one.
Yeah. I figured.
When I was at Lowe's yesterday. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your statement.
No, I'm done. Like that is all these series are gonna be phenomenal.
We'll give you that. Nice work. When I was at Lowe's yesterday, I used the word sporadic.
Sporadic.
My wife said it didn't work because she said what you're aiming for is spontaneous. Sporadic, though. Let me ask you, wordsmith.
What was the context? What was the context?
Context.
I used sporadic today, actually.
Did you? Caller, hang on one second, caller. We're going to get to you in a second. Last call for $50 Primo gift card. Hang on one second. I said yesterday, we're at Lowe's. She decides to throw this like last minute job on me, right? Oh, it was to get keys made. And I'm like, well, we're on this side of the store. Well, I had the entrance. It was raining. I knew where I was parking. Now we got to go back there. And I said, you're throwing these sporadic jobs at me. I'm not ready for them. And she's like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, she's right.
I agree. Yeah, she's right.
Bad usage by you.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
get him next time.
There you go. All right. Sam Oshtry's coming up on the other side with Sean Bernard. Full hour, all things NBA playoffs, pick and roll. Sam, great job. We'll continue to read you at the score, finding you on all things socials. It's his first initial, all last name, Oshtry, Soshtry. Great addition to the Gambler Gang. Good luck on those plays, Sam, and looking forward to hearing you on my way home.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you guys.
My man, there he is. All right, Sam Oshtry on the Gambler Stream. Now, out to the contest line because we have one more Primo's gift card to give away, $50 Primo gift card to give away for National Hoagie Day. National Hoagie Day today. Caller, you're on the air. Your name?
My name's Beef.
Beef. As in the beef?
Yes, sir. I saw his last call.
Beef.
I don't want that.
This guy just loves last calls, huh?
There you go. Nice one on that one. I'll give you the correct answer on that one. Yeah, nice work. All right, you know what? Let's have some fun there, Beef. Because I want you to play. I want you to play for this gift card. I'm going to ask a middle of the road trivia question. Name the sport.
Football.
NFL or college?
NFL.
All right. I'm going to ask you a trivia question from the last 10 years for a chance to win. Oh, the pressure is on, Beef. Can you feel it?
I can feel the Primo hoagie going in my stomach.
Oh, yeah. All right. Last 10 years, NFL trivia for a Primo gift card, $50. Ryan Beef Coyle, here's your question. Which NFL quarterback became the first in league history to throw for 50 touchdowns and rush for 10 touchdowns in a single season? This happened in the last 10 years. Quarterback became the first in league history to throw for 50 and rush for 10 in a single season. Name the quarterback.
Cam Newton.
Beef. 50? You think Cam threw 50 in a season? Luke, what's the most Cam Newton threw for in a season? Come on, man.
Let's find out. I don't think it was 50.
50. There's two quarterbacks, Beef, that would come to your mind. Oh, come on. I got to give you womp on that one.
The most amount of touchdowns Cam Newton ever threw for in a season was 35 in 2015.
That's a bad educated guess, Beef. Come on, man. There's two quarterbacks that you automatically go to. Who are they?
Mahomes threw for 50 in his MVP year.
All right, so you got Mahomes would be one, and then who's the other?
Josh Allen.
No.
Lamar.
Correct. Lamar is the answer.
I wouldn't think Lamar would throw for 50 in a season. He threw 50 or was 50 combined?
There's no way Lamar Jackson threw for 50 touchdowns in one season.
Definitely read the question.
Wait. Come on. Hold up. Timeout.
Yeah,
Timeout. He didn't?
No. The most he threw for in a season was last year. 41. All right. I'm going to pull up.
Wrong one.
Do you have another one?
I can't believe they just gave me the wrong answer, wrong question.
Do you have another one?
You can't trust Google. You can't trust Google. I pulled it up on the fly, and you just don't know. See, bad job by me. I'll give it to me. Yeah, there you go. All right, you know what, Beef? Because of that, I'm just going to give you the gift card. Congratulations. See? You can't throw it into the Google search on the fly and expect it to give you the right answer. I have it in front of me, boys. It's right there. It said, which NFL quarterback became the first in league history to throw for 50 touchdowns and rush for 10 touchdowns in a single season? Now, is that playoffs included?
I still wouldn't think that.
I was ready to ask him a head coach in college football question. See if he'd get that one.
It's saying in 2019 is the answer. So in 2019, playoffs?
Well,
what did he do in playoffs?
Are we including playoffs?
They lost to the Titans.
In 2019, that was the year that they lost? No, give me postseason. Hang on. I want to make sure I want to see if this is correct. because that pissed me off that is wrong. I can't believe that Google did me a disservice like that. Postseason 2019. Passing. No, he only threw for 1. Yeah, that was the loss. All right. Want. Give it to me again. Bad job. But hey, look, when I look like a fool, you go home a winner, Ryan Beef Coil.
There we go.
And that's what it's all about. So a $50 gift card. You've earned it. Matter of fact, Beef, great to have you on the show right here because we're going to introduce. There's a new show coming up with Ryan Beef Coil, Nick McClay, Luke Arcaini. These guys were doing a great job with bending the edge, all things college football, all things getting you ready for the draft, breaking it down to a recap. And I said, I need the boys to stay on the station even after. It was a great sound. Of course, McClay is just he's a scientist with this, right? So Beef and I were talking. I said, I just want a football show. I said, football is king. Boom. It's the name of the show.
Football is king. There it is.
Football is king. Beef and McClay talking all things college and NFL, getting you ready for the upcoming seasons. Football.
How
is
many
king.
days, Beef? How many days till week 0 college football? You got a number for me?
I think it's got to be nearing 100, but not
we're getting there. We're getting there.
All right, Beef. Well, great to have you. Always good to talk to you. How was the weekend? You had a date action, huh?
Double, yeah.
Beef's falling in love.
Ah, there it is.
Yep. Beef's falling in love, man.
There
And you
it
know
is.
what, Luke? It's May, bro. It's May. This ain't cuffing season.
No, it's the opposite, Sean.
What you thinking right now? What's going on?
There's always a plan behind the scenes.
Correct answer on that one. Nice work there,
You
Beef.
love
All
her
right.
in love, Beef.
Hey, love is love. I'm not here to second guess it. I mean, I'm here to, hope that we can hold off until like fall. But hey, look, man, different strokes.
No,
different.
you can't do it in fall because then it's football season. You can have a girlfriend during football season.
There's no good time.
Yes,
Summer, fall,
no, yes,
no good
yeah,
time.
no. The sand to the beach is a thing for a reason.
Good time.
Yeah, winter
Put that on
is the season.
Put
Winter is.
that on a shirt.
There you go. All right.
I sit at the bar and watch college basketball every Saturday during the winter. There's no off season.
That's fair. That's why you're Ryan Beef Coil. Great job. We'll be live on Wednesday night, Beef at night. And of course, football is king. Kicking off tomorrow, right here on The Gambler. Anything else you want to get off your chest, Beef?
Nah, just have a good day, fellas, and probably going home now and going to sleep. 5-day bender got the best of me.
A matter of fact, on my way in, I think I saw your sister still celebrating her 21st birthday. I'm pretty sure I saw a caravan walking down Main Street in Manayunk. Just people celebrate. I think that 21st birthday is still going.
Good, as it should. It runs in the family.
I like that. All right. Beef Up Front Tailgate. I'll be DJing. That's coming our way June 14th, taking on the Blue Jays. Might even have some primos there. You never know.
There we go. All right, fellas.
There he is. Them Hector boys. You never know what you're going to get. Hey, Luke, great job across the board, man. Nice job filling in sitting in full show today, as we always do on a Monday, getting us caught up on all things Phillies day off. So that's nice. Everything is podcasted at foxphlgambler.com. We opened up the show talking about the Phillies, big takeaways from the weekend. We didn't get your top 3 items from Major League Baseball that don't include the Phillies. So give me the number 1 on that list.
Number one. Number one. So I did have a few. The Royals-Orioles game was crazy. I don't know if you saw that. 11 home runs for that game. The Cubs, I would say right now, the Cubs pitching staff, that's kind of been where I'm at. They're starting to get beat up. The Cubs, obviously, they lost Justin Steele for the whole season before the season. Shota Imanaga just got placed on the 15-day IL. That's a team right now where they are sort of, I think, slightly overperforming from what I really think they are. But that pitching staff for me is continuing to get a little worse and worse as the days go on. So I think that's going to need to be something they figure out. But yeah, I would say that's really the big one for you right now.
As I'm firing.
Dude, I had another one too, and I didn't write it down.
Text to
I remembered my other one.
Hey, I got one for you. I am firing hate text to ChatGPT.
Are you?
Because of the question it got wrong for me.
Let them know.
Right? And I'm like, dude, you got that wrong. Come on. And it's like, you're 100. It says, oh, now I see what you meant. Thanks for clarifying. Then it says you're 100% right, and I appreciate you pointing out, keeping me to a high standard. Dude, I'm on the air. Like, you can't get this stuff wrong, ChatGPT. Come on. And I said, fair enough. Let's get this right, plain and simple. So I got another question, but I can't trust it. I can't trust it on the fly.
Never mind. Not again. Right. You know who you can trust right now, real quick. This was my biggest point.
What?
Javier Baez. You remember that guy? The guy that was basically a laughing stock for the last 4 years of baseball. He's top 10 in baseball in WAR right now. He's hitting 309, 829 OPS, 14 RBIs already this year, 29 hits. His OPS plus are now 137. He has cleared that once in his entire career, and it was 2021 with the Mets, and that was not even a full season. A guy that I thought was dead in the water just hasn't shown anything 4 or 5 years in the league. Really starting to pull it around for this Detroit Tigers team, who's now 9 games over 500, leading the American League Central, and actually caught me by surprise. Sean, did you know that the Detroit Tigers have the highest run differential in all of baseball?
That's insane.
Over the Yankees, over the Cubs, over the Dodgers, over the Mets. They have the highest run differential at plus 63 right now. That's a darn good baseball out there in Detroit. And it's a big portion of that is because they're getting continued contributions from Torque, from Riley Green. But really Javier Baez right now, that has been a guy for them that they've needed to get hot for a while, and he finally is.
What about Dylan Dingler? What a great name that is.
Dingler? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Remember friend Matt Vierling? There you go.
Yes. Yeah. There's not too many Detroit Tiger players that I could pull out of my keister, but that is
you can get a few out.
And Torque I did have that one. And I will say this much. They're not a fluke.
No, they're not. They showed last year. And last year that they were the 2022 Phillies last year, but they're a good baseball team. They're a good baseball team.
Well, you're good at what you do, covering all things baseball, Crossing Broad right here on The Gambler. Luke Arcaini, fantastic job once again hanging with us today here on a Monday. Before we get out of here, quick housekeeping note from the weekend. I got out to Rita's, ladies and gentlemen. You need to as well. Get yourself a sweet treat while you're there. Man, I'll tell you what. Go ahead and get this cola treats. Ooh-wee. A cola float gelati is what I had over the weekend. This thing was so tasty. Oh my goodness. My daughter, she has her little cup, blue raspberry. My wife likes the mango gelati. She got the big size. I went with the cola treat. So good, refreshing, and man, just different. Because you go to Rita's, there's so much to choose from. They have their seasonal drinks all the time as well. If you don't know where a location is near you, check out RitasIce.com. RitasIce.com. Make sure you sign up for the rewards card as well. Save some money. Download the app. All that good stuff. RitasIce.com and pick up a cola treat next time you're out there. Great job by everybody today. Congratulations to our winners. Thank you to Primos for hooking us up with not one, but four gift cards to give away. $50. Bang, for National Hoagie Day. Of course, the Truist Championship. We hooked up John from Phoenixville. He's going to the Truist Championship. We'll be there broadcasting live on Wednesday and on Friday. Please, Mother Nature, come on. No tornadoes. Keep it clean. We got a lot going on tomorrow, so make sure you tune in at 3 p.m. for a brand new daily ticket. I'll be live. Kyle Fisher's going to be on the program. All that and more. That's coming your way tomorrow, and we'll have plenty more to give away from the Truist Championship as well. Coming up on the other side, all things NBA playoffs with two of the best minds covering the game. Sean Bernard, you just heard Sam Oshtry. Live picks and roll got together earlier today, recapping it all, giving you some plays for tonight's 2 games, 2 new rounds get started. Tonight, game 1s across the board, and hear how the boys break it all down on the other side. Once again, picks and roll. Sean Bernard and Sam Oshtry on the other side. For Luke Arcaini, I'm Sean Brace. Everybody enjoy your day. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace.
The NBA playoffs are here, and nobody has you covered like the Gambler Gang. We don't just watch the playoffs.